How's it going, Charles Botenston? We got another book review for you today. Today is going to be one of those books that have been sitting in my Kindle for 8 months, and I'm like, all right, fine, I'll read it. And it was number one. It's one of those things where you didn't really have high expectations. You kind of downloaded it, or you bought the book, and you're like, if I get around to it, kind of like a lot of these guys. But the book that I'm actually reviewing today, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. So it kind of has one of those titles that is, I don't like those kind of titles where it says the number one reason or, kind of like a, hey, I got you kind of deals. But this book was amazing. First of all, it's a little old school. It's very much like the Success Principles by Jack Canfield. I'll link that below. That has to be top 5 or 6 if you're starting out in self-development. You have to read the Success Principles by Jack Canfield. First of all, Jack Canfield is a total rock star. I saw him talk out in Arizona probably about 2 years ago, and he has something called BTS, which is Breakthrough to Success, and it's a week-long process, and it was unbelievable. And I'm assuming that book or one of these, it's so similar in how they're written, but I'll just go through a couple of the main points that I saw. 177 tips. So I like world class. I don't like average. What I really do like about the book is that he doesn't fluff anything. He's not like, well, maybe you should do this, or this is what I heard is what works. He's like, no, this is what you need to do, and if you don't do it, you're gonna fail. There's no coddling or hand holding. It's like, do this and you will be successful. If you don't, you're going to be average. You're going to settle in life. So I'll just go over some of my favorite ones. A lot of them, you've heard. So I've heard them. So it's more of a review, but there's a couple of them that I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. And, one of them, which is champions are curious. In other words, champions don't go in knowing the exact path. I think that was one of the issues when I first started out in self-development or in my career, is that I would see where I would want to go, but the thing is, I'm like, I don't know every step. And that's what essentially the champions are curious, is that they don't know every step. They know where they want to go. And one of them is they are ferociously attuned to getting there. But they don't know every step, so they're curious, like, okay, I'm going to do this, okay, maybe not, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. They kind of zigzag up to the top. The great ones possess supreme confidence. So they really go into, this is funny because what was I thinking about today about confidence? Like literally everything in life is confidence. So I know it's a very abstract word. You can't really touch it or hold it or see it or feel it or know exactly what it is. But confidence is essentially doing things that you don't want to do, or doing things when you don't want to do it. You do it anyway. There's that amazing book that first started my self-development career, which is Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. I'll link that one below as well. That's by Dr. Susan Jeffers. I recommend everyone to read that. Feel the fear and do it anyway. And that's essentially what they're talking about is regardless of how you feel, what you're thinking, take action. Do it anyway. He goes on to say champions are comeback artists. This is one of the biggest things, is that we go like this, then we go down, and then we go up. And then we go down, we plateau, and then we go up. And being a comeback artist is probably where champions are made. In professional sports, you hear about it with Kobe, Jordan, any of these guys that they come back from an injury, or they come back from a suspension or something like that. Like Tom Brady comes back from a losing season. I'm a Jets fan, but the guy is a comeback artist, and he just finds a way to win. World class is coachable. This is super important. This is why people don't like people that feel like they know it all, like Kanye West. The reason people don't like Kanye West is because he says, I am king, I am God, I am the person that knows everything. I'm not flexible, I'm not malleable, I know everything. People that are humble, like Peyton Manning, the reason that people like him is because you can see that he's malleable, he's moving with his age. He's like, you know what? I'm going to use my intelligence. I'm going to use my intelligence to read the defense. So they're coachable. Champions operate with a clear sense of where they want to go. And the next one below it is they have a foundation. So a foundation essentially is that they know where they want to go, but they're super coachable, as I mentioned in the beginning, and they understand that they need to have a foundation. In other words, the restaurant owner he washed dishes, he was a bartender, he was a waiter, he sat people. That's having a foundation, and also having a clear sense of where you want to go. All right. I can't stress, especially in my life now, I've been in the self-development community, or a path, whatever you want to say, for 10 years. And I had an idea of where I wanted to go. But the thing is, it's so gray, it's so groggy that it wasn't clear. And now I have a clear sense, and it's like you just have a laser beam of like, this is what I want to do. You hear it all the time in acceptance speeches, though, like, when I was 5, I imagined myself on the stage giving this exact speech, or something like that, is that they had a clear sense of purpose. Moving on, there's obviously 177. This is one that really hit me hard, is that decisive. Champions are decisive. That was number 73. And the reason is that yesterday I had a fear, and I actually didn't take on the fear. And this is the weird thing, is once I made the decision not to take on the fear, I felt good. And I actually deduced it to, did I feel good that I didn't take on the fear? Is that why I felt good? Because my body was like, oh, you're going to survive this? Or is it because I made a decision? And I concluded it was 50-50, is that my body's like, okay, great, we're going to stay in our comfort zone, which I'm not happy about. But my body was like, okay, we're going to stay in the comfort zone. But my body also said, you know what? We are actually making a decision. You have to make a decision. That's also in the book. The oh so popular one. Rich, gosh, I'll think of that one. God, it's been around. There's something of, oh God, that's like from the 30s. Champions love what they do. Pretty straightforward. Great ones are the most enthusiastic. This one I can't stress enough, is that I have a buddy, and he's a total rock star. And I keep on saying, I'm like, dude, you got to get more enthusiastic. You have to get more energetic. You have to get more, not more happy. You have to get more just like into it. Just get more energy. Like right now is like, you feel it. Like I'm not yelling, but you can see that I just have this passion, this energy, this enthusiasm. Everyone that's good in sales, anyone that's good at really anything, is that they have this enthusiasm, this infectious enthusiasm that you just can't help but absorb when you're around someone like that. And that's what I really saw early on, is that the people that I wanted to be, they were the most enthusiastic, happy, positive, energetic people. Was I that? No, but you have to embody it, and then you become it. I cannot fake it till you make it. I say that to anyone that's starting a career in real estate. Fake it till you make it. And if you can't make it, then you can't make it, but at least you tried. I'll explain that in another video. Champions love what they do. That's up to you. They have tremendous faith. This is something that has to do with positivity. I hear it all the time. I'm going to try and keep this video pretty short, but you hear people all the time saying, they're like, yeah, maybe it'll work out. Like I'll be in a deal, like a transaction, a real estate transaction, and they're like, yeah, I don't know if this is right for your clients. I'm like, whoa, where are we getting this negativity? In other words, have faith. And this is the funny thing, is the reason that a lot of my transactions, I would say 50% of my transactions should not have went through, but because I had tremendous faith. Perfect example, I had someone that used to work for me. I don't think he had faith in his deals. And did his deals go through? No, none of them. Because I feel he had a deep down desire that, you know what, if it goes through, cool. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But you need to have faith in it. Future oriented, very straightforward. I did a video yesterday, is that if you don't have any future plans, if you don't have any future vision, if you don't have anything to look forward to, then you're going to be unconfident. You're also going to be unmotivated. And I would say unmotivated is worse than unconfident, because through motivation, you'll become confident. Champions are driven by fun. They learn how to forgive. Very important. Whoever holds grudges, you will not be successful. If you keep on holding grudges, that means number one is you're thinking about it, which is taking up mind power. It's taking up willpower. And you're also just not a not forgiving person is just not liked. Someone that walks into a party and they see someone that happened to, they got into some kind of, I don't know, argument years ago and they still have a grudge. It's like, dude, you don't want to be around that person. They cause drama, they cause gossip and everything else. They're very good. This is funny. Champions know what they're very good at what they are not good at. They know what they're not good at. And this is brilliant because if you don't know what you're bad at, then you'll do that. But the thing is, what you're bad at, you need to hire out. You need to give to someone else. You need to delegate. You don't do that. Perfect example for me is numbers is not my thing. It's like, it could be. I understand spreadsheets and I like spreadsheets. I like pie charts. I like graphs. I understand them. I go by them. But I don't like compiling them. I don't like looking at them all day. That's not me. So what do? I hire that out. I give it to someone else. You have to know what you're bad at. You have to know what you don't like. And as Peter Drucker says in Managing Oneself, is that you have to rely on your strengths and you have to build on your strengths and just go with your strengths. Gary Vaynerchuk says you have to be self-aware. Being self-aware is the most important thing because you have to understand what to do and what not to do, okay? And to do what you're good at. Keep on doing what you're good at. World class. There's some other good ones. Believe in honesty. Honesty is, Gary Vaynerchuk also talks about truth. Right now, he's talking about a huge amount of truth. He's saying that he would rather be truthful than really anything else. And I've seen that. And what is truth? Truth is saying things that may not be popular. Saying things that may make you look vulnerable, may make you look wrong, may make you look bad. Things that he's like, I'm not perfect. But it's the truth. And the funny thing is, the more truthful he has become over the last year, the more I've connected with him. Because for 2 years ago, from 2014 to 2015, Gary Vaynerchuk was like, he was truthful, but he wasn't at the level right now where he's like, you know what? To be honest, there's days that I totally screw up. There's days that I don't feel like doing it. And that's what you want to hear in a leader is that he's vulnerable. He's not this god, this idol that you look up to. So you have to, I know they mentioned champions believe in honesty. Yes, they believe in honesty. I believe in truth. Truth will set you free. Great ones are bold. This is something, what is bold? Bold is going after what you want. Bold is doing something that you want. Bold is like I mentioned before, feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It's courageous. Courageous is essentially that feeling the fear and do it anyway. Bold is speaking your opinion, saying something or doing something that may not be popular. When someone at your company, say your manager says, this is what we should do, and the entire meeting says, yeah, we should do that, and everyone agrees, and you go, I just got a different idea. That's amazing. Can I just throw out something else? That's bold because that's what changes the world. That's, as Steve Jobs said, that's what dings the world. And Steve Jobs, what a bold concept. I don't have my iPhone. Actually, my iPhone's, I'm talking to it. But my iPhone, Steve Jobs had something where it was just a button. Think of every phone before that. It had a keyboard. It had a big screen. It didn't have a touch screen. He came out with something that had music, Safari, a cell phone, text messaging, camera, everything in a phone. Like, that's insane. He really went bold. He said, this should be the way it is. And now the touchscreen is just standard. That was bold. Champions seek balance. I think it's balancing. I don't like the word balance. I like balancing. Let's see. There's 177, so I'm really just going over. They prepare to win. I can just give you, this is the last one I'll give you because we're coming up on 15 minutes, but they prepare to win. So I'll give you a story yesterday. I already mentioned it earlier in the video, is that I had a chance to feel the fear and do it anyway. I had a chance to go out and do something that I was fearful of, and I didn't do it. And like I said before, once I made the decision, I felt good, but my body also said, great, we're staying in our comfort zone. Yay, this is a victory for our comfort zone. But I felt bad. And the reason I started deducing it, this is the number one thing. Tony Robbins says, the quality of your questions is the quality of your life. If you don't ask quality questions, you're not going to have a quality life. So because I didn't do that, because I didn't do something that I feared, I asked myself, I said, why didn't I do it? Like, what were the steps that led up to me not doing this? And I came to the conclusion is I wasn't prepared. I didn't prepare for what I was going to do. So because I wasn't prepared, I felt fearful. Because I felt fearful, I didn't do it. And then I even wrapped it back and I said, okay, I wasn't prepared. Why didn't I prepare? And then that's where you really start questioning yourself. Did you really want to do it? Did you really not want to do it? Were you sabotaging yourself? That's why you didn't prepare. And that's why, as they say, champions prepare to win. So that's a mentality, but that's also in you studying for the test, you understanding health and nutrition, you doing something to ensure that your pitch to your clients is perfect. All right. So the book, everything's linked below that I mentioned before. Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. Success Principles. 177 Mental Toughness Secrets of the World Class. I was a little hesitant on it. You can read super fast through this. That's what I did. And that's why I have a 17-minute video. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. I'm going to be mixing in a lot more book reviews. Please subscribe and leave the comments below any books that you recommend. And I also have a new series called How To. And I'm going to be filming something after this. All right, guys, have an awesome day. All my other social links, Snapchat, Instagram, are below. Enjoy your day. Talk to you soon.